Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to one of the most cursed charts in the entire crypto world right now, Plasma or XPL. We're back again. I covered this a lot after the launch. I personally hold some XPL as well, unfortunately, but in this video we're going to do a full update. We'll talk a little bit about some fundamentals and what's going on, and then we will focus on the technicals. The technicals right now for XPL are quite interesting because yesterday we had quite a lot of volume coming in. As you can see, this was the highest volume we've had since the 15th of October. Now the 15th of October, it did not result in anything major because we just retested some previous imbalances and then pushed down lower. And so far that seems to have also happened with XPL. But I think in terms of its valuation right now in combination, or at least in relation to its fundamentals and some of the sentiment that we're seeing on socials regarding XPL, I think we still have a chance. So we'll talk about that. First of all, when we're talking about Plasma itself, like fundamentally as a protocol, and I've said this before, it is still pretty good. I mean, you can see the TVL has decreased significantly, so that's bearish. Ultimately, the TVL in the last couple of days has decreased from 4.1 to $2.9 billion. The stablecoins market cap in the last week is down 71%. So that is quite a fundamental collapse, right? But if you compare that, and if you compare the protocol that Plasma has built, which is still very usable, and you consider that the market cap is at $500 million, volume is at $613 million. Look, I'm not going to argue that the fundamentals are good right now, but the fundamentals are declining. The fundamentals are becoming worse, but they're not bad enough for us not to get a rally again. Now, ultimately, and this is also what I said on Monday, I think, which is also when I covered XPL, talking about the technicals here. Ultimately, the most important level for XPL, which it still is this level at 28.5 cents. You can see right here that 28.5 cents was the value area low of the brief balance we formed from the 30th of October into the 2nd of November. And it was also, you cannot see that right now, but now you will be able to see that. It's also the value area high of the value that and the balance that we were able to form from the 2nd of November until the 5th of November. So it's quite a relevant level. After breaking above that level yesterday, you can see we rallied up higher into 32 and 32.5 cents. So now the big question is, well, can we actually reclaim that? Because you can see so far that we are seeing a momentum decrease. XPL had a rally yesterday with quite a lot of high volume, but now we are pushing down quite aggressively, and that's also possible because with that move we had yesterday, we left a lot of imbalances, right? You cannot see that right now because my indicator immediately removes the fair value gaps after they've been filled, but there's fair value gaps in this entire move, right? So very often what happens is that when you have a strong move, or at least a high percentage move that leaves a lot of imbalances, when we actually start to retest some of those imbalances, it can easily slice through as well. However, there's one level where I expect a little bit more support, and that's right here between 26 and 25 cents. Not only is that a technical support level, but that's also where we have the last fair value gap right here. I'm going to place a price alert. I think it's quite interesting for a potential trade. It's where we have the last fair value gap and we have the monthly point of control, right? So that is the most liquid area since the month of November, and therefore quite relevant. So what is going to happen today, or at least what I would expect at this point of time, is that we are going to push down lower because, like I said, momentum is decreasing significantly, but we will find support at 26 and 25 cents. And then the strength of the touch, the strength of the bounce that we get from that level will determine whether we can rally up higher into, I would say the next price target would be 35 cents, which is the range low right here of the range we were in at the end of October. So it all depends on that. I think first of all, we're going to push down into that. I think we're going to find support. If from that support, within, let's say a day after hitting that support, we're able to reclaim 28.5 cents, then I think we can rally up higher. If we are unable to reclaim that support at 28.5 cents, I think we're just going to consolidate right here in this area, and it's going to be some very tough price action to watch again. Those are my thoughts. I think that's what you need to know to be optimally prepared for XPL for now. If you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. But for now, thank you for watching, everybody. Take care and bye.